Well, I'm in a unique position at this Corps in that besides my mom and Jerry Touchton, I've been a soldier at the Clearwater Corps the longest. Not sure I like that distinction. But over the years, we've had some very wonderful Corps officers, and Zach and Shelly are certainly among the best. They have had a tremendous impact on the Clearwater Corps, from youth programming to women's ministry, social services, and development. With their youthful exuberance and innovative ideas, they have really pushed the Clearwater Corps forward. They've been able to effectively bridge the gap between young and old and have done an excellent job blending tradition with contemporary worship. With Zach's creativity and Shelly's organization, we have experienced some of the best worship services I've ever attended. And we are definitely going to miss the Emma stories, and we appreciate that we got to hear one last story today. We've all watched Emma grow from a little elementary school student to now a very mature middle schooler. And I'm not sure, Emma, that you will ever attend another Corps where you've had so many adopted grandparents. Zach and Shelly are great with any age group. Zach knows the names of all of the children that come on Tuesday nights to Club 316 and then the School of Music on Wednesdays. And the kids just love him. Zach and Shelly both have had a great ministry with the young adults. And Paul and I have been privileged to be included in that group. And so we've seen that firsthand. Every Sunday night, I don't know if you are aware of this, but Shelly has prepared a full-course meal for the young adults. They go over to their house on Sunday nights after the meeting. There's anywhere from 10 to 20 that gather there for lots of great food, games, and fellowship. And it's not uncommon to see Zach sitting at the dining room table with one of the young adults, mentoring them and encouraging them in their spiritual walk. Our Corps has never had more young adults enter the Evangeline Booth College in the short time that they've been here than any time in the history of our Corps. The relationship that the Bells and the Wilsons developed between the Suncoast ARC and the Clearwater Corps has had a huge impact on all of us. To witness the transformation of lives that we've seen in these past years has been so very inspiring and uplifting and has brought new excitement and vitality to this Corps. Zach and Shelly have had a big impact personally on my own family, as two of our children and their families have entered the training school under their guidance and their ministry. And did you know that Shelly possesses superpowers? Well, she must, because somehow she has been able to get my husband to dress in costume and perform musical numbers not once, not twice, but 3 times since they have been here. I've just come to accept the fact that Shelly has powers beyond my understanding, because I certainly could never get him to do some of the things that Shelly has been able to do. And I'm also going to miss Zach's laugh. You know, Zach has this laugh that, well, it's very exuberant laugh. I'll just say that. And as I was in the band room this morning and we're getting our final instructions, in the distance, I could hear that distinct laugh of Zach Bell, and I thought, oh, I'm really going to miss that. Zach and Shelly, we feel privileged and blessed to have had you as our Corps officers. And although we've been really in a period of mourning since your move was announced, We know that God has many great things in store for you in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. You and Emma have become a part of our core family, and you will remain a part of our lives. You can be assured that the Bell family will continue to be in the prayers of the Clearwater Core. We love you, and it certainly goes without saying that you will be greatly missed.
I've been asked to represent the seniors as we wish the Captains Zach and Shelly Bell and Emma farewell and Godspeed. While we recognize that you are moving to Memphis and you will change your loyalty from Mickey Mouse to Elvis Presley, we still look forward to seeing you many times. It's a small world, after all. I thought that was your favorite song. We as seniors appreciate the care that Zach and Shelly have taken of our young people. It's not just our young people that appreciate that, but every single one of us. We've talked about it over and over again over dinner tables of how great it's been to have all these young people in the Corps and all the cadets that have gone to training and all the rest of it. And Emma, we really appreciate you. If you had not come to Clearwater, your father would not have been able to preach a single sermon in 5 years. We'll miss you. As everyone here knows, Captain Zach has been wonderful as he cared for those of us who are older. I'd like to share 2 brief stories to illustrate his ministry to seniors over the last several years. In November of 2013, I went to the doctor with a cold. He said I had pneumonia and directed me to go to the emergency room at Morden Plant Hospital. I went in at 6 o'clock that evening. I was given a room at midnight. The next morning, I woke up at 6 o'clock. And about 8 o'clock, I asked a nurse when breakfast would arrive. She checked my chart and told me that the hospitalist had not ordered breakfast for me. When I asked if she would contact the hospitalist and get him to order one, she told me that he was not available. Well, about 9:30, Captain Zach came to visit me in the hospital, and he said, "How are you doing?" I said, "I'm starving." He immediately went to the cafeteria and bought me the best breakfast I ever had in my life. And then he talked to me and prayed for me, as he planned to do when he first came. When the hospital food service called at 10:30 to ask what I would like for breakfast, I told him my pastor brought me breakfast. Let's talk about lunch. Thanks, Zach. You saved my life. In the past several Sundays, Captain Zach has been preaching on the book of James under the title, Faith in Action. Last week, he emphasized the passage in James 5, beginning at verse 13. Is anyone among you in trouble? Let them pray. Is anyone happy? Let them sing songs of praise. Is anyone among you sick? Let them call the elders of the church to pray over them and anoint them with oil in the name of the Lord. Many times, Captain Zach has applied his spiritual and practical talents on behalf of seniors in the name of, in this congregation when we've been in trouble. On Friday, October 16th, 2013, Gene Nelting called to say that Commissioner George Nelting was failing fast and asked that we come to his home. We got there about 9:30 in the evening, and as an hour went by, it became clear that this great saint was going home soon. Someone called Captain Zach, and he came within minutes. He led the small group of Commissioner Nelting's friends in singing hymns and praying and reading portions of Scripture. And about midnight, the commissioner was promoted to glory. Captain Zach then became very practical. He helped find the necessary documents. He called the funeral home. He handled all the arrangements. He dealt with the men from the funeral home when they arrived and supervised the removal of the commissioner's body. At about 2:30 in the morning, we left the Nelting home, and the captain left when we did. It was not until several months later that I learned from someone else, not from Captain Zach, that the captain had gone from the Nelting home to the hospital to visit another senior who had been admitted that night. These are examples of the ministry of Captain Zach to the seniors in this congregation, but they're only two of hundreds of compassionate acts that he has performed during his time with us. I'm sure that many here could tell similar stories. We're thankful to you, Zach, and thankful to God for sending you to us. As you move to Memphis, Tennessee, we wish God's protection on you and your family. And we leave you with an Irish blessing. May all who meet you love you. If they do not love you, may God turn their hearts. If he cannot turn their hearts, may he turn their ankles. So you will know them by their limping.
Well, thank you for those words, that blessing, for your memories and for your friendships. We've written some things down because I don't know if I'm gonna make it through the written down things, but we knew we couldn't make it through just getting up here and talking. So we've written a few things down, and bear with us just for a minute or two.
The Clearwater Core is one amazing family, and we feel so blessed and honored to have been welcomed to this family almost 5 years ago. There's a lot of benefits that come with family. One of the benefits we thank you so much for is your prayers. I have never been in a place where I actually feel the prayers as I do here. One quick request before we go through this is, I know we have to move down on your prayer list. You're going to be your core officers anymore, but if you can keep us on your prayer list, we'd really appreciate that. But we thank you so much for welcoming us into being into this family. And as we said, there's all kinds of benefits of a really good family, and you get support that we've felt from you, and we just feel that you've given us that from the very beginning.
I was 7 years old when I first came here, and after our first Sunday, I remember thinking, I just got a lot of grandmas and grandpas. Thank you for watching out for me, for loving me, and for praying for me.
I can only imagine what was running through your heads when you first either heard about who was coming here and finally when you saw us, but you didn't show us anything but love and encouragement, and we thank you for that. And like the family that we are now, you supported us, even when we did some pretty crazy things, right, Paul? I don't know how I got to be my childhood dream of Mary Poppins and make everybody dance around as chimney sweeps. I don't know, Paula, how that happened, but I'm so glad that it did and that you all said yes, and it was a lot of fun. So much so that you came back for Wizard of Oz and then as fairy tale characters. I don't know how I did it, but thank you for saying yes and for having fun and not saying they must be crazy. Even though you probably said that behind our backs.
Now, a lot has taken place over these last 5 years. We've been through a lot together. We have laughed and we have cried together. We've celebrated and we've mourned. We've welcomed new people into the family. We've had to say goodbye to some. And over the last 5 years, great change has taken place, and change can be scary. One of my favorite Emma stories is the one I told one of my first Sundays here. It's when Emma first rode the ride Soarin' at Disney. And, it was very scary for Emma because at that time, when she was that young, she would not get on any ride that was in the dark. She was just scared of the dark. And she wouldn't get on that ride. And so I can remember Shelly and I both trying to say, you've got to get on this ride. You're going to love it. And finally, she said she would do it, only if we would hold her hand, and we would do that. And so she held Daddy's hand right there for that whole ride. And when she got off the ride, she said, "That was awesome. Let's do it again." And as I tell the story, that day we rode Soren 14 times. Folks, let me just say this. For Shelly, Emma, and I, this has been the ride of our lives. We want to thank you so much for welcoming us into being a part of your family. For those of us now that we have change ahead, grab onto the Father's hand and let's do it again. Clearwater, we expect nothing less out of you, to do it again. You have two amazing officers coming to you now, and the Harrises. Do it again with them, because God has great things in store for you. And so we want to thank you so much. And thanks for the ride of our lives. Okay.
I think we're done here. But we have some memories that we're going to share in video form, because we're not going to get through much else up here. Thank you, and we love you.
Thank you, Clearwater Corps. Thank you for allowing us to come and to be a part of your family. Thank you for allowing us to come and to share in ministry with you. We sure have had some great opportunities to serve together. And in doing so, we've been able to serve the whole community, and yes, even the whole world. There's nothing like Christmas at Clearwater Citadel. Thanks for dressing up. Thanks for the musicals. Thanks for the special times together. But even more so, thank you so much for your great anticipation of a coming Savior in Jesus Christ. But you know, even as special as Christmas was, the truth is, every Sunday in Clearwater is special. Thank you so much for all that you brought to Sunday mornings through your talents, through your skills, through your willingness to surrender and to simply worship Jesus Christ. Clearwater worship is dynamic. It's spirit-filled. It's uplifting. It's passionate. It's relational. It's multi-generational. And at times, it's just plain fun. Thank you for being worshipers. Thank you for being servers. Thank you for welcoming people into the family. Thank you for your fun programs. Thank you for allowing yourselves to be life changers. And once again, thank you for having fun. Over these last 5 years, you have poured into mine and Shelly's and Emma's life, and we're so grateful for that. But the truth is, you have poured into so many. Thank you so much for pouring into candidates who are now Salvation Army officers. Thank you so much for pouring into candidates who are now second-year cadets. And guess what? It's not over yet. Clearwater Core, the Bells thank you so much. Now go on and do it again.